Hey guys, welcome back to 5 Minutes with the Technician. My name's Daniel. So today I'm going to be talking to you about calibrating your water jet. First thing, before you even get started doing anything with Easystone, you need to make sure that your mechanical things are square. So the A-axis tram, the C-axis tram, and the water jet up and down with the dial indicator. So break out your dial indicator, make sure everything is square and dialed in. Past that, your table needs to be flat. If it's not flat, bro, you're going to be chasing this forever. Um, so, seriously, make sure your mechanical things are dialed in before you go adjusting the parameters in here. This is like adjusting the math inside of a calculator. It just doesn't really make sense to be doing it more than once. We set it at the install as best as we can. If you're not happy with that, okay. But at any rate, make sure your mechanical things are dialed in before you go changing everything in here. Okay, let's go. So this is how I like to do my calibration test. You could do it a bunch of different ways. It doesn't really matter. This is just how I prefer to do it. But I've got like a 10 by 10 square and a 5 by 5 placed directly in the center of that square. So when I cut this out, I can measure accurately with calipers. 2.5 inches is what I'm shooting for on all of the sides. Okay, so boom, you'll cut this out and you're going to measure the distance on each direction and make sure that this thing is dead square inside. Okay, so let's go into this. Let's go ahead and go to the machine tab. We're going to hit automatic cam and okay. All right, so when we adjust the water jet, our K values are, I guess, they're referenced at C0. So currently we don't know what the C-axis angle of this cut is going to be. So let's go into this cut. So the blade water jet internal, the one that's just applied here, double click on it. And we're going to go to tools down below. So go to tools and then water jet. So go to water jet. And we're going to force a fixed axis C angle. So go fixed axis, and it's already set on mine. It's already set for C negative 90. I'm going to force C0 on this guy. So C0 and then hit apply. Okay, so that's that. Now, if you're always cutting at C negative 90 or C whatever, okay, you could probably leave it at that and just kind of walk the adjustment in. But for me, I usually do it at C0 because it just makes more sense. So go ahead and hit OK. Boom. Oh, I forgot. I gotta have, crap. So screw up my video. I gotta have an additional square in here. Otherwise, Easystone freaks out. And it doesn't like a single square. If you've been running the software for a little while, you know it doesn't like that. So anyways, boom, there we go, C0. And there we go. We can ditch this one. I guess I could have done that in the last screen. Boom, boom. And just to be thorough, I usually reverse these two cuts. So that's going to keep our motor positioned over the part. So you see the little motor guy? We want that boom, 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 boom. So we're going to cut out our square. We're going to make sure our external size is correct. And then we're going to measure the distance in between these cuts and make sure our square is, correctly positioned inside here. So that's it. That's your calibration test. So run that, and then after you're done there, then you can adjust the K values. So the K values, I think I've said that a couple times now. Those are your X and Y adjustments for this, this positioning. Okay, so to get there, you're going to go to the configurator. Okay, and you got to enter the password. So the password is capital D, capital X, and then all lowercase group. So DDX group is the password. Okay, so you're going to go DDX group and then click OK. From there, you're going to go to kinematic. Okay, so kinematic, and you've got K5 there for the y-axis, but the one we want, we got K8 and this K6. Okay, so this is your X adjustment, this is your Y adjustment. All right, that's pretty much it right now. Adjust these however you need, hit OK, and then redo your program. You know, either make another square or, you know, change something about it and then send out a new program. And just walk that puppy in as much as you need. Past that, I could talk to you about offsets real quick. So if you want to leave more material or leave less material, once you get this thing dialed in and you feel comfortable with it, you can adjust the offsets however you need. So to get there, go to Database and then go to Kits and go to your cutting kits, or if whatever, I mean, all these parameters are going to be the same, but whatever kit you're applying, that's what you're going to want to adjust. So for example, on my blade Waterjet internal, if I want to adjust the amount of material left in the corners on sinks, I can go in here, go to properties, go to Waterjet, and then this one here, offset Waterjet. That's how much extra material it's going to leave in the corners on your sink cutouts. So you can adjust this however you want. This is just a little less than a 16th is what I'm showing here on this install, but you can adjust it however you need. Same thing for like your miter cuts. The Blade Waterjet 45 is the one for like external miter cuts. So properties, Waterjet, you can change the amount of material left over from the Waterjet compared to the blade. So that's that offset. So anyways, those are your offsets. I talked about your X and Y value shift. I guess one thing I could touch on before I wrap up the video is in the saw blade, you have this parameter here. This can kind of be a good thing, but it can also be a little frustrating. So if you go to details, this is actually an image of this distance from there to there. So the difference between the segment thickness and the core thickness, that's this value that I have here. So it's a 32nd or so on this blade, but I have seen some that are more. I've seen some that are almost a 32nd. So if you don't get this right, I mean, it just kind of adds up, and you might be chasing something that's kind of related to your blade. So you got blade thickness, and then you've got the difference between the segment and the core thickness here. Make sure those are dialed as well before you go crazy with this. But at any rate, that is pretty much the video. If you have questions, you probably have my phone number. Just hit me up. At any rate, I'm happy to help. All right, guys. Talk to you later.